know why it's so important? Now, where did what is Canaan, and what was their land, and why was that so important?
When that word, that the promised land?
It's the promised land. But Canaan was the one that ended up going to the land of Canaan and you know, starting his family there. But that's God's land. That's God's land. Now Abraham's traveling through Canaan land, right? God says, "Hey, I'm going to show y'all," and He says, "One day this is all going to be yours." And Sarah dies, and even though that's God's land, even though that's Abraham's land, what he buys it. What's that a picture of?
Jesus.
Jesus. It's a down payment for the future redemption. What happened when Jesus died on the cross? He purchased us, right?
Right.
I mean, everything's already Christ. I mean, the land of Canaan was already, you know, it was God's, but He purchased it. God purchased the land of it, you know, the Canaan land, and He put a down payment on it with Israel. When we receive Christ, what does the Bible say about the down payment, or the earnest of the inheritance?
Paid in full?
We receive the Spirit, right?
Yeah, right.
Which is like the down payment. It's the earnest of the inheritance, which
Right.
one day will be brought to completion.
Right.
So those are the Hethites. You okay? Huh?
I have to go up the street.
Oh, okay. So the Jebusite and the Amorite and the Girgashite and the Hivite and the Arkite and the Sinite and the Arvadite and the Zemarite and the Hamathite, and afterward were the families of Canaanites spread abroad. And you're going to see all those people groups come up with the children of Israel's dealings. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as thou comest to Gerar and Gaza, and thou goest to Sodom and Gomorrah and Admah and Zeboam, even to Lasha. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. All right, now we get to the children of Shem. It says that Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber. That's really interesting. Eber is the name. It's the word that comes to the word Hebrew. You might have a note on that if you have any kind of a study Bible. Shem was the father of all the Hebrews. It says, Shem also the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder. Most believe that Shem was the second born because of that phrase, that he was the brother of Japheth, the oldest. Even to him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam and Asher and Arphaxad and Lud and Aram. The children of Aram, Uz and Hol and Gether and Mash. Just a side note, verse 23, the children of Aram, Uz. Remember anybody from Uz?
I don't remember hearing Uz.
Job.
Oh, yeah.
Job.
Job was from the land of Uz.
Wow.
Which, you know, a lot of people try and place Job before the flood, but just because of that, which no one knows when Job was on the, you know, nobody knows. But I'd have to place him after the flood because Uz wasn't around before the flood, at least not that Uz. Maybe there was another one. But anyways. Verse 24, and Arphaxad begat Selah, and Selah begat Eber, and unto Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan, and Joktan begat Almadad and Sheleph and Hazarmaveth and Jeram and Hadaram and Uzal and Dikla and Obal and Abimai and Sheba and Ophir and Havilah and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan, and their dwelling was from Mesha as you go to Sephir, a mouth of the east. You want to come join us for all these genealogies?
No, I got to go, but I do need to see you.
All right.
Sometime before we get there. Thank you very kindly. Y'all be good. You're digging in.
Yeah, they're fun.
All right. Good.
Where were we?
Joktan.
So, Verse 30, and their dwelling went from Mesha as you go to Sephir, a mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah after their generations in their nations. And by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. Is this slide or do I not need to mention?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
I'm sorry. It's just
Who's got a pen and a piece of paper?
me.
Let's do some. Right, Shem, and then Shem begat Arphaxad in verse 22.
What'd you say now?
It says the children of Shem, Elam, Asher, and Arphaxad. And then if you look at verse 24, it says Arphaxad begat Selah. And it says that Selah begat Eber. And Eber begat Peleg. And we could follow that on down and get to Abraham, but that's not what I'm trying to do. If you go over to 1 Chronicles, you'll see that chapter 1, verse 17, it says, the sons of Shem, Elam, and Asher, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram, and Uz, and Hol, and Gether, and Meshach. And Arphaxad begat Selah, and Selah begat Eber, and Eber begat Peleg, so on and so forth. Same thing in Genesis chapter 11, or chapter 10. Now go to Luke chapter 3. This is the genealogy of Joseph. We'll start in verse 35. Yeah, this traces Jesus' genealogy to Joseph. You know, Matthew traces it through Mary. This one traces it through Joseph. To show that both Mary and, even though Joseph wasn't the physical dad.
Well, I was just wondering because the headline in my Bible says genealogy of Mary, mother.
Oh, is it the genealogy of Mary? Maybe it's the genealogy of Mary. Maybe I have it backwards. Anyways, look at verse 35. It says the son of Sarah, the son of Rag, which was the son of Phalec, which is Peleg, which was the son of Eber, which was the son of Selah, which was the son of who?
Canaan.
Canaan, which was the son of who?
Arphaxad.
Which was the son of Shem. What's different?
Canaan.
Canaan. Canaan's not mentioned in the Genesis genealogy or the Chronicles genealogy.
So how'd that come about?
Good question.
Why is the name spelled differently?
That's what I was
Because,
gonna say. It's spelled differently.
Hebrew, Greek.
The Old Testament was written in Hebrew, and the New Testament was written in Greek. And when they went to translate it into English, it just shows up a little different.
But it's the same person.
Same person. So Canaan, where does Canaan come from?
Say,
I don't have the answer.
somebody stuck something in there, didn't it?
A lot of your commentaries, a lot of scholars will say that was